Good evening. My name is Patrick. Serial number 800. So I got 4 pages of this, so if you need to go to the bathroom, just do it now. You will have an infection. Most of this is actually, I'm really surprised. I'm really shocked that Debbie and I kind of recall things in almost exactly the same way, almost exactly the same stories. But, so I thought about maybe, skipping over some things, but then I thought, nah, they kind of ruined the whole thing, I thought. So if you get to the part where it's like talking about the same thing this couple years and say, yeah, blah, 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 do this, okay? If you conservatively estimate the human population, there's about 7 billion of us here, with a B. And if you assume that at least 4 people share the same birth mother, you can conservatively assume that there are about 1.5 billion mothers at any point in time. Until a few days ago, there were 1.5 billion and 1. And not that anybody else's mom doesn't matter to me, because I know everybody's mom, it matters to everybody. But only one of them was mine. She was my mom. A feisty woman with a loving demeanor. My mom's story is not one that you commonly hear about. She was stunningly beautiful, swept away by a young doctor from the Philippines who was arranged to marry another woman back home. Can you believe that? After completing his studies here in the States. The chemistry, as Aunt Judy so vividly recalls, was palpable. You could see, even standing from a distance, that these two were completely wasted. Wasted, trashed from 3-4 years of love. They could not keep their hands off each other. Even when my Aunt Judy, who was a little girl at the time, was told to escort my mom and dad when they would go out on several occasions. As we look at their wedding pictures today, even to a complete stranger, the emotions come across that Ektachrome-like scenes from a really sappy movie. After a failed attempt to stay in the States that infuriated my dad, my mom, my dad, and their 3 children boarded a boat. Yep, a boat. To the Philippines. My mom was absolutely terrified of flying, so after a month or so on the high seas, meeting pirates, smugglers, Jack Sparrow, they settled in the Philippines for a long time. Estimated figures vary from 100 to 150 years. We're not really sure. Sure seemed like a really long time though. Through those years, we, the whole family, but especially my mom, experienced a kind of discrimination that permeates any society where you are a minority. Shunned by some members of my dad's own family, ridiculed by some of her kids' teachers, treated like the invisible woman by some of her friends' husbands. It was not exactly the existence that she had imagined. Societal ignorance is a big, bitter pill. Still, in typical Midwestern fashion, my mom soldiered on, raised 11 children, pretending like there was nothing unusual about our existence. She was always sending out birthday party invitations to our classmates and childhood friends, of whom nobody showed up, and then explaining to a crying 7-year-old that she was sure that they all wanted to come, but something must have happened to all of them on the same afternoon of the same weekend, year after year. You can pretty much multiply that story by 11 and at least 2 occasions per child. This was our normal. And as you got older,